Shalom, mes enfants. Right, let's kick off with CBS Los Angeles. A poll where it says majority of voters now want pension reform for Californian workers. Where we read, Los Angeles, an overwhelming number of Californians from across the political spectrum support plans to reform the pension system for public workers, according to a poll published Monday. A recent USC of somebody or other Los Angeles Times survey shows taxpayers would back a referendum on Governor Brown's plan to extend certain taxes in order to close the budget gap. 70% of voters, including 66% of self-identified liberals, 71% of moderates and 69% of conservatives, support capping both future and current pensions of public employees, including teachers, police officers and prison guards. Where did they get that from? Why do they think that now? Moving on, calculated risk. A study, 26% of renters spend over half their income on housing. From somebody's affordable rental housing scarce in the US study that finds the share of renters who spend more than half their incomes on housing is at its highest level in half a century. And it's no longer just low-income tenants who are feeling the pain. About 26% of renters, over 10 million people, spend more than half their pre-tax household income on rent and utilities. It's quite a lot, don't you think? Over 10 million people in the United States paying over half their income pre-tax on housing and the utilities for that housing. Wouldn't leave much left over for other things, would it? Business Insider gives us the 15 rich countries that are facing huge youth unemployment problems. And I'll just slip over to the internet and read down them. You can follow the link and get the pictures of them if and when you want to. But these are they. 15. Portugal's at the top. We know Portugal's a basket case. And its youth unemployment is 20%. How are we going to do this? Scroll, I think. Poland has got 21%. Finland, you'd think should be quite snappy, but has 22% youth unemployment. Belgium, is a basket case, but 22% youth unemployment. Chile, often held up as the new neoconservative way of doing things. Chicago Business School run superstar. High youth unemployment, and their inequality of wealth is huge in Chile. 10 is France with 23% youth unemployment, and then Sweden has got 25% youth unemployment. Again, a bit of a shock that wonderful Scandahooligans with shocking youth unemployment at 25%. Turkey, what can you say? They're up and down. It's hard to know how they're doing. But youth unemployment at 25%. Italy, 25%. Greece, 26%. Ireland, I'm afraid, they had youth unemployment in 2002 at 9%, but now it's 26%. That's what happens when you back your banks up. 4 is Hungary with 26%, Slovak Republic at 27%, Estonia at 27%, and Spain at 37.9%, 38%. There are a lot of very kind of advanced European-ish countries in there. Something terribly bad is going wrong there, would we not think? Why are there no jobs for the youth? Right, back to my little pictures, and the next one is foreign equity inflows. This is from a rather wonkish, I think they call it, blog posting by Win Chin or something like that. Sorry, Win Chin, getting your name wrong, but it's something like that. Written in central bank type language. But this is the result of it. These are foreign equity inflows to some developing countries. And when an upwards means inflows are big. And we got 2009, 2010, and you can see year to date in 2011, there's nothing big at all. This is to show that the emerging markets are finding ways to keep that capital out, that money out. Now that money is going there because the money can find nothing to do in Western nations. So it's going to the emerging markets, and there's too much of it going there and causing inflation. So they're finding all sorts of means of keeping it out. And FT Tilt, Reena Chandran article gives us more details on this. Not done yet. More tightening ahead in emerging Asia. And the article goes on to say which emerging markets are using which techniques. There are various techniques being used, but they're all using various techniques to keep that foreign money out because it's causing inflation for them. Next, we've got the 15 most expensive places to buy gas. Petrol is called in the UK, buy gas in the world, and we go back to the internets for this, and going to scroll down this one as well. So, because it's a tie, we at number 13 first, Belgium. They were in the youth unemployment list, and they've got this. These are all made to US dollars per US gallon, so it can be compared for American people to what they pay. Price per gallon for gas in Belgium, just over $7 a gallon. Same in Italy, just over $7 a gallon. Same in Sweden, just over $7 a gallon. Okay, all of those were in the high youth unemployment. Germany, $7.2 a gallon. Hong Kong, 7.3. Monaco, 7.3. In the United Kingdom, 7.3. Finland, 7.3. France, 7.5. Yes, that's me. I have to pay that sort of amount. Denmark, 7.6. Greece, 7.8. You know, they're so poor. They've got youth unemployment high, and they've got to pay all sorts of money back to all sorts of people, but they've got gas at $7.8 a gallon. Norway, just over $8 a gallon. Netherlands, just over $8 a gallon. Turkey, $9.50 a gallon. So they might be up, they might be down, but when they get on the roads, it costs them to get out on the roads and drive around. And I've lived there a while. Yeah, I could say lived there a while, and they do like getting out on the roads and driving about. And number one's Eritrea, but we can hopefully ignore Eritrea, but it costs you $9.6 a gallon in Eritrea, but Turkey at 9.5. But you can see over here in Europe, basically, that the price of gas is very expensive. We'll finish with the Edelman Trust Report. It's a PDF, the link below, and there's lots of interesting facts of world trust in there. Now, trust is, I trust you to do something. I trust your opinion. That sort of trust is what we're after. And the first one up is emerging markets dominators, business trusters, and US drops to within 5 points of Russia. This is whether we trust our local businesses or not, or inter-country businesses. Do we trust business? Over on the left there, you can see that the BRIC countries do trust their businesses. Japan and Germany are neutral in the middle, and over in the France, US, UK and Russia, we don't trust our businesses at all. There's been a jump up in French trusting of businesses, but a large drop down in American trusting of businesses, and it's down to 46% of trust for businesses, 44% in the UK and 41% in Russia trusting businesses. Next is, do we trust our governments or not? And again, the BRICS, China and Brazil, are represented as trusting their governments. In Brazil, there's a huge rise there in their trust for governments. Incredible rise, really. What's her name? Dilma Rousseff. They obviously like her. Japan, neutral again, but a small rise in trusting their governments. But whether they do after the nuclear mess about, I don't know. But look in the Western world how we do not trust our governments at all. France 49, Italy, well, you can see them low. And the big droppers there, the dark blue as opposed to the light blue, is this year as opposed to last year. The US dropping 6% down, less trust in their government, and putting it down at 40% of people trusting their government, with Russia 39% of their people trusting their government. So United States and Russia are about the same. But on the end there, Germany. Now I think if this is a really professional sort of setup of a poll, and that is a huge drop for Germany trusting their government, and we can presume it has quite a lot to do with the negotiations over the bailouts for the pigs. Huge drop, 43 down to 33% trusting the government in Germany. And the last one is, do we trust the media? Again, the BRICS do. India is neutral, Japan is low, France is low, Italy's low, Germany's low, Russia's low. And even worse in trusting the media are the United States and the United Kingdom. Huge drops in both in the last year. 38 down to 27% in the US, and 31 down to 22% in the United Kingdom of trusting the media, as opposed to, you can see over there in China and Brazil, where it's up near 75-80%. Do you trust me? It's funny that, isn't it, though? Is it familiarity that's bred contempt? What is it? Or is just media not to be trusted? Leave it with you. See you tomorrow. Bye.